to be pretty good, though.
I think Arch has a chance to be a perfectly mediocre quarterback in the NFL.
I think he's got high. Here's the thing with Arch. I'll tell you a second.
No, we're all in this together, man. I mean, Arch has shown nothing.
I would disagree with that. I think that what happened with Arch last year is he got off to a really crappy start, and everyone saw it on national TV against Ohio State. Ohio State defense turned out to be really good. And once Texas was kind of on the edge of the playoff picture and then trying to creep their way back in, people stopped watching the last 2 months. Arch, the last 6 to 8 weeks of the season was very good. Now, he's going to have to do it for a full year, don't get me wrong, but I think that there were almost 2 different seasons of Arch, where one was like the first 6 weeks and then the final 6 to 8. The final 6 to 8, he looked very good.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I, as I've said a million times, I'm not a college sports guy. I'm a pro sports guy. So honestly, yeah, after the first 2 or 3 games of Arch training last year,
I saw enough.
I stopped paying attention.
Yeah, exactly what he said.
Yeah. Just because I'm not really invested in college sports anymore, and we've talked about this a million times. I was just talking to this about a guy at the bar a couple of weeks ago who there was a college game on. I said, yeah, I'm not really a college guy. I'm more of a pro guy. And he said, well, I'm exactly the opposite. And I'm like, well, okay, I get it. When back in the day when it was all about, guys are playing, college guys, they're playing for the love of the sport. They're playing because of their loyalty to the school or their loyalty to the region or the city and all that stuff. Okay, I understood that position. I didn't agree with it because as far as I'm concerned, I want to see the best of the best athletes, and the best of the best athletes are in the pros, obviously. But you can't say that about college sports anymore.
Because it's all transactional,
everybody's getting paid. These are professional athletes in college anymore, so now I have even less interest in college sports. I just don't follow them anymore. I did, and you'll be surprised to learn this. I did watch the final of the World Cup.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're huge World Cuppers.
No, but you've heard me on this show, and I don't care anything about soccer.
I know the real football.
My wife and I watched the World Cup final between Argentina and Spain, which my wife described as the stupidest game she'd ever seen, only in much more colorful language.
Absolutely, we get it.
Within that sentence of the stupidest game I've ever seen, there were 3 curse words. Yeah. Well, actually, it was the same one, just repeated 3 times, because it was horrible.
There are a lot of people, even soccer heads, that hated that game purely because it was very obvious that Argentina knew they were completely outclassed and were playing purely to get the penalty kicks.
Yeah. Well, we don't know anything about soccer. My wife and I don't know any of the rules about soccer because we don't watch it. As I've said a million times, when I was a kid, the only people who played soccer were private school kids, and we hated them.
Yeah, my dad's a Brit. My dad's a Brit and the biggest soccer fan I know. So I am not an enormous soccer fan, but I grew up on it a little bit.
But it was we're watching this game. But even though we know nothing about soccer, we could tell that the officiating was highly suspect. We're okay. Something screwy is going on here because what was 2 minutes ago was a yellow card wasn't called at all on this play. And as it turns out, the referee of that game, who was highly criticized, retired yesterday.
What?
Oh, nice.
Slovenian Slavko Vincic was the referee of that game. I always have to find the most obscure names I can. Slavko Vincic retired from soccer yesterday. The highly criticized
went out with a bang.
Well, meanwhile, FIFA president Gianni Infantino, which I pointed out translates into Johnny the Baby. It does.
Yeah, you did.
Gianni Infantino translates into. He's sick of people. He's sick of people criticizing him. He said that all the critics of his leadership, of FIFA itself, and the World Cup should meditate, pray, or watch football instead of criticizing him, his organization, and their signature event, because he's a big baby. He's a big, unethical, greedy baby. But I don't know how to say that in Italian.
Yeah.
But basically,
next week.
And this guy is so dirty. I tried to figure out how to cover this thing of how he's going to monetize FIFA. He's basically taking FIFA private. Private equity is coming into FIFA. It's breaking every principle of FIFA. But as long as Infantino's making bank, he'll do it.
Yep.
He is. I mean, he is arguably the most unethical person in all of sports. All right. The Reading Football Club in England Reading, the Reading Football Club in England, is recalling merchandise that has the name of the club misspelled.
I knew it.
Now, it's pronounced Reading.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But it is spelled Reading.
How did they spell it?
At the very, Readino is how it's spelled on their hats. But I mean, at the very minimum, if you're from Reading, you should be able to do that.
At the very minimum.
Somebody should have been able to look at that hat and go, that's misspelled. We're from Reading. We should know that. That's about it. Wales is suffering from a rash of hair coursing. This is so stupid. Wales, lovely country here. Well, your people are from near there.
Yes, my dad is Brit. I've never been to Wales.
Okay, well, hair coursing is basically, it's a bunch of yobs who they have dogs chasing rabbits.
Okay.
And they will crash through fences. They will run over crops. They don't care. They just want to watch their dogs chasing rabbits. And I just wanted an excuse to use the word yobs on the radio.
Well, I got some good news for you and the wife. Soccer or football will be here for the next few years. Next year, the Women's FIFA World Cup goes on. Year after that, in 2028, the Olympics. We will host the World Olympics soccer here in Los Angeles, and 2 years after that, you get the World Cup back again.
I won't watch a minute.
You won't watch it.
I just don't care. I don't care about soccer.
I'm just trying to get you interested. Thanks, Dennis, man. That is Dennis Philippi, and as always, he is brought to you by Denstle's Chocolate, fine candy since 1902. Head over to Denstle's right now. This week's Summer Sizzler, you can get 1 pound of chocolate pecan fudge. I know you want some of that, right, J-Ham? If not, you can get the chocolate with no fudge. Hey, no peanuts in it. But anyway, head over to Denstle's Chocolate. Get you some Denstle's Chocolate, man. We all love it. Thanks, Dennis. We appreciate Dennis Philippi for being here. We're going to go ahead and get to a break right now. You are listening to Wolo Friends on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Let Bryant Dacus and Brett Norsworthy take you home every afternoon. Sports Time on Sports 56. Weekdays from 3 to 6 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Unlock your new go-to spot, Codes Dispensary in Steele, Missouri, just over an hour from Memphis. When you're ready for a legal, reliable option, they're right up the road. Explore the full menu of top-shelf products in-store and online. Short on time? Order ahead and cruise through the drive-thru for a quick pickup. Stack rewards while you stock up with Club Codes. Earn points for every dollar spent. Codes Dispensary, now open in Steele, Missouri. Supreme Cannabis, that's worth the drive. Learn more at codesdispensary.com. That's codesdispensary.com.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. Do you know what Penny Hardaway and I have in common? We should both be in that building celebrating the best basketball players of all time. Of course, I'll have to buy a ticket to get in, but he should already be there. But seriously, we both surround ourselves with the best people we can find. We work hard to achieve our goals, and we are both among the best in our respective fields. At Fiveash, we can't win titles or get national awards, but what we can and do strive to do is give 100% of ourselves to give you the best product possible and one you can be proud of. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call at 901-367-0050, and we will do everything we can to provide you the best of everything. Fiveash Roofing. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Frame Corner, custom framing your art since 1975, is your go-to for precision designs and craftsmanship. Bring your cherished collectibles, fine art, and sports memorabilia to Frame Corner and experience expert customer care with attention to every detail. Specializing in framing and displays of sports jerseys and items ranging from little leagues to the big leagues, SEC to the NBA. Visit Frame Corner, 5035 Park Avenue near Mount Moriah, or online at framecornermemphis.com. Frame Corner, your top pick for custom framing.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
The question that was asked from the reporter, which doesn't get played in the replay.
Welcome back to Wolo and Friends,
Coach,
everybody. This is Darian Newsom, and we were just waiting on a little sound. Go for it.
Leave the ACC, and this has become a very transient
Trying to
kind
get
of
y'all a little Charles Huff sound before we
one-stop
get back.
shop
If
when
not,
you
we will
leave.
move on. I can't hear.
What do you think that's attributed to? That was the
Anyway,
question.
all right, we back with Matt Enfield in the house. We ain't gonna do that. We tried to get a little sound from Coach Huff. J Ham's telling me something. You good? Okay, he told us keep going. We're back. Welcome back. We got Matt Enfield in here, brought to you by the Family Leisure Studio.
We
Threw
have
off just a little bit. I thought my
we have
sound
the
was
winning
coming.
record.
Anyway, what's up, Matt? Good morning. Welcome back.
I was there for all of it, so I could probably, whatever you're gonna play, I could probably recall.
Yeah, because it was
enough of
actually sound from your Facebook. So the American held the AAC Media Days last week. What was your big takeaway?
Whoa! It's just the American now.
Just the American.
It's just the American. No AAC. It's just the American.
The American.
You gotta get the rebrand right. Just gotta throw it out there.
Yeah, Sora. I don't want Sora to come in here and get me. My bad.
You said biggest takeaway?
Yeah, biggest takeaway.
Yeah, I mean, from Huff's comments, I mean, it's just hard to, he talked about it. It's hard to not admire I don't know if audaciousness is the right word, but just the boldness. This is the first time this man has showed up at this conference's media days. He just shook the commissioner's hands, and then he's just up there talking what he's going to talk about, talking his crap, basically, to put it lightly, and said, yeah, hopefully I'm at Memphis a couple of years from now. Hopefully I'm at a different media days for a Power 4 conference, which... he said, listen, he explained it yesterday
taking us with him.
He explained it yesterday that he's going to be honest and transparent, which certainly we appreciate as people that work in this market and are going to talk with him throughout the year. So certainly appreciate that. And he said something that was interesting that he said about that was that he's going to be honest with us as much as he can. We'll see. I'm sure there's some things that he kind of beats around the bush with, because every coach does. But with the thought process that if he says something completely different to us, and his players in the locker room see that, they're gonna be like, okay, like what's the truth here? Is it what he's telling us in the locker room, or is it what he's telling the media? So he said, he has ambitions to take this program higher. So why hide that? And obviously, the administration at the school, the athletic department, has made zero secret that they're trying to get out of the American into a Power 4 conference. So yeah, I mean, I appreciate someone that is willing to flex in the way that he is for Memphis. Now, obviously, he's got to back it up come the fall, but. Yep. Yeah, man, he's been, and I don't get me wrong, I had a good relationship with Ryan Silverfield and liked working with Ryan, but Huff's a little more entertaining, and it's kind of been a breath of fresh air to have a coach that is willing to kind of speak into existence. Now, like Memphis is one of, if not the premier programs across the board in this conference, and we need to carry ourselves like it.
And speaking of backing things up on the field, he is the self-proclaimed portal king and has 71 new players.
Of the G5.
So, what are real expectations for their record, given that it's clear most of our tougher games are on the road? UNLV, Boise State, Navy, and a trip to your alma mater, South Florida.
Yeah. And then, you said Navy as well. Yeah.
Yep.
So, I asked about that yesterday, and he said, spot the ball. Tell us where we're going to kick off.
I didn't realize that was your question, too.
Yeah.
I heard Greg Gaston say that he attributed it to you. My bad, dog.
No, you're good.
I that was your question. All you hear is that you spot the ball. You don't get that was Matt Enfield.
Yeah, my mic didn't pick up my question that well for whatever reason. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, easier said than done. Obviously, UNLV, good G5 program. Boise State, we'll see what they look like this year, but that has been like the kind of the face of good G5 programs or whatever, not power conference programs for a long time. USF, obviously new head coach Brian Hartline there. Navy with some continuity. That's towards the end of the season. I said to me, I think the floor expectation should be you got to be top 5 in the conference, because it's not just Memphis that has a new head coach and a new roster. It's USF, it's Tulane, it's North Texas. So the teams with continuity in the conference are Navy, which is always going to be, it's become a good program, but it's always going to be a program with a non-traditional build just because, guess what? You go to Navy, there's no NIL, you're probably not going there in the portal, and you have to have some sort of interest in actually joining the United States Navy if you want to play football there, and that is not going to be for everyone. All
Just make a stop in there.
all the respect in the world to those that do choose it, but and then East Carolina, you get it home, and we'll see about East Carolina again has continuity. I don't really think of them as a traditional power. East Carolina also does have former Memphis defensive coordinator Jordan Hankins now on their staff. So last year was frankly unacceptable with how they finished the season. They were tied for 6th in the American, but technically finished 7th on a tiebreaker. So, new staff coming in, a lot of tough games on the road. Again, the floor to me is a top 5 finish. Okay. I know Huff's got grander ambitions than that, which is good. And if they're playing the conference championship game, I certainly wouldn't be surprised.
Just a couple more questions on the Tigers. You're sitting here listening to Darian Newsom, sitting in for the voice of the Memphis Tigers, Dave Woloshin on Wolo and Friends. Join us on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line. Hit Matt up. Ask him anything you would like to right now. This is a special edition of Wolo and Friends, 901-360-8255. We're sitting right here in the Family Leisure Studio. A couple more questions on the Tigers, Matt. Quarterback. Any real leader in the clubhouse with Marcus Stokes, Aaron Nolan, I almost said Aaron Nolan, and the rest of the QB room.
They said they're going to take it up to the week of the game. I would be pretty surprised if it's not Marcus Stokes. Okay. He was a finalist for the Harlan Hill Award, the Division II Heisman, essentially, at West Florida last year. You watch his tape, there's ability to beat with the arm. He can beat you with the legs, dual threat quarterback. And again, this is a guy that was committed to the University of Florida coming out of high school before his transgressions with the music video and saying a certain word that you cannot say as a white person in this country or in general.
Ding. Jay Hale, Marcus Stokes is actually a white quarterback. Did you know that?
It's not the one from Malibu Prep that we learned from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
So, and not to hold that against him forever. Obviously, he made a mistake. He paid for it pretty dearly. Florida revoked the scholarship. He ended up at West Florida. But yeah, this is a very talented guy that I would be surprised if he's not the answer week 1.
Absolutely. Let's talk stadium. What are your thoughts after the media was led into Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium?
So I was out of town. So this could be I wasn't there. No, this could be a complete surprise for me. I imagine September 5th against Arkansas State will be the first time I get a look at it.
I asked Jarvo last week, and Jarvo said it is impressive right now. There's a lot of room to make some more money inside of those 4 walls. So we'll see. All right, we'll keep moving. SEC football. Any thoughts on SEC Media Days? Lane Kiffin and Hulk Hogan or Ryan Silverfield, B.I.G. lyrics and a hot wife? Any thoughts?
So I said I enjoy Ryan kind of embracing the chip on the shoulder underdog role that comes with being Arkansas football in the SEC and being, if not, would you call Arkansas the worst program in the conference? If they're not, respectfully, they're towards the bottom. Either way, I embrace Ryan, or I'm a fan of Ryan embracing that underdog role. I will say, man, Ryan, if you're listening, if you're ever going to hold this, I said this last week. I am from New York. Biggie is one of my 2 music goats alongside Jay-Z, another New York guy. I have never, not once in my life, called him the notorious B.I.G. Ryan might as well have called him Christopher Wallace at that point. Might as well have gone with the government name. He is Biggie or Biggie Smalls. When none of this, the notorious B.I.G. That said, Ryan, you don't need aura. Or aura can be however you define it, and you win games. That's aura in itself. Hey, listen, with that schedule is brutal this year, so we'll see how many they win right off the bat. So yeah, that's the Ryan thoughts. Definitely wish him well. Yeah. Lane Kiffin, Pete Golding, man. Pete Golding kind of fits in a similar but different mode as Charles Huff in terms of he's all about ball, like all the other stuff that came with Lane Kiffin, and obviously
I can kind of see that in Pete.
There was a lot of success at Ole Miss, but Pete is very much a spot the ball guy himself. So we'll see. I think that he's coming in with a lot of momentum based off the way last season finished, and obviously they keep Trinidad Chambliss, they keep Kewan Lacey and whatnot. We'll see how he rides the wave of an entire season as the head coach, because obviously a lot of things were in place at the end of last year. But then again, Lane Kiffin also took a lot of guys on that staff with him. So obviously no Charlie Weiss Jr. as the offensive coordinator anymore. There are certainly questions to be asked, but I love the way that he carries himself, and he's no BS. He's all ball. So I was a fan of what he had to the way he kind of projected himself at SEC Media Days. And man, I cannot wait for September 19th at the Vaught in Oxford, because that is going to be one of the craziest environments in any sport in recent memory.
The Lane Kiffin tour will be nuts, because not only does he hit Oxford, he has to go back to Knoxville. Too. So, got a quick question. Speaking of Knoxville, ask Matt, what are his thoughts on Tennessee football? Kind
of trying to like find out more and more as we go on, because they've got a quarterback battle that's very much up in the air, and they haven't had that the last couple of years, because last year they had Aguilar, the year before that they had Nico, and obviously that went off the tracks, and then Hendon Hooker previous to that. So I generally trust. I got to get a look at their schedule to see.
I got a little breaking news from them too. The same texter sent me this per Yahoo Sports. NCAA has suspended Tennessee starting linebacker Arian Carter for 2 games after his agent paid for a $427 flight to an NFL pre-draft training facility before he returned back to college.
Yeah. So I did glance past that. I guess my thought is I thought there were no rules in college sports anymore, and now
a plane ticket.
He's getting dinged for a plane ticket. Yeah, it's like when they used to
get 2 games too. $400 for 2 games. That's an expensive plane ticket.
And now they open with Furman, and then I forgot who they have week 2. So in theory, they could probably survive without him. At least that first game. I'm not sure who they get week 2, but I want to see how that quarterback battle shapes out, because admittedly, I don't know much about either one of those guys. So they're kind of another one of those teams it feels like a bit of a mystery going into the year as well.
All right, we're going to turn the page. Let's talk basketball. Little Tigers hoops. Coach Hardaway coming off a 13-19 record, 8-10 in the conference. What are your thoughts on the summer so far? You attended the open practice the other day, correct? All right, I got that one right. There we go.
Yep.
What do you got? What did you think? I know you had some thoughts on the Twitter about some players stepping up, and this weekend you talked about leadership.
Yeah, so the 2 guys that stood out at the open practice that we were there, one was SeaWorld transfer Luke Almodovar, who it's hilarious, man, just this nerdy-looking white dude that you would think could not jump over a phone book, yet you look at his tape from Southeast Missouri last year, and he is dunking on cats left and right with, like, serious air. But what impressed us at the open practice was not any sort of dunks, man. He was knocking down everything from deep. Corners, wings, whatever it was. He was a knockdown shooter. He also showed an ability to put the ball on the floor and get into the paint as well. So he was impressive. Man, the hometown kid, true freshman, Cello Jackson. That was one of Penny's big freshman gets last year. He looked the part as well. He had a really nice move where he threw. I mean, if you've seen Cello Jackson, I mean, he's 18, but he's built like a 21 or a 22-year-old, however. I mean, he's got good amount of muscle on his frame, just a bigger frame in general that suggests he'll be ready to play college ball right away. But, man, he threw a left shoulder, driving right wing, throws a left shoulder into Jaden Reed, gets right into it between the legs, into a step-back 3 that he knocked down. Really nice move, and generally you could tell he's kind of filling the role of like the energy guy. He's picking up full court. Yep. He's getting it to guys. So
dirty work.
Yeah, exactly. And that's very much fits the mold of kind of what the city loves and what players that come out of here try to embody. Yeah. So yeah, I think Cello's got a chance to play relatively early. How many minutes? I don't know. But generally speaking, man, it felt like there was a lot of optimism about the depth and the roles, because it feels like you look at this year's team and they have guys that fill every role. You think that the go-to scorer is going to be a Tyler Weeks, although I will say the Serbia guy they picked up, Nemanja Popovic, there's a lot of hype around him. He had not one nice little jump hook at the open practice last week, but there seems to be a lot of optimism. I mean, he's like a 23, 24-year-old pro from Eastern Europe, so I imagine...
In relation to Coach Pop?
No, that's fine. Different spelling. Different spelling. So, but there's a lot of hype around him. But yeah, you got shooters, you got defenders, you got ball handlers, you got some size. So, yeah, it feels like, I don't know if there's a mega star, if you want to put it like that, like a Haggerty or a Kendrick Davis or David Jones on this team. We'll see. Maybe Tyler Weeks is that guy. We just haven't seen it yet. But I feel like 1 through 10, 1 through 12. We know Petty likes to play a deep rotation. It feels like they have options.
Yeah, we know he does. And bonus question, speaking of Cello Jackson and 6'7" forward Fred Smith Jr., who are both from Memphis, out of Briarcrest is Fred Smith Jr., but how much can you tell us about the third local signee on the Tigers team, Parker Pounds, 6'5", shot 48% from the three and 86% from the free throw line?
Petty talked about him and said that he is one of the best shooters in the country, and he's a real player. Now, I think that the caveat there is he will probably become a real player for them in due time, because you look at Parker Pounds, he looks like an 18-year-old kid that's just coming out of high school in terms of he's very skinny.
Oh, okay.
Get him in the weight room.
Coming like Nate Mint almost.
Get him in the weight room. Get him eating. I don't know if he needs to eat too much chings because that'll put the wrong kind of weight on, but maybe a little bit of chings. Yeah, Uncle Lou's. Get him in the weight room. Get him on a college nutrition plan. Have him put on 15, 20 pounds of muscle. And I think that we could be cooking with something, because anyone who saw him at Briarcrest last couple of years, he's knocked out. And I don't think that that's going away anytime soon.
All right, Action News 5 Matt Infield is brought to you by Southern Security and Marks and Bensdorf. You are listening to 98.5 FM. Dave Woloshin is out today. Darian Newsom sitting in. Jay Ham on the other side of the glass. We got one more segment, people. We're going to turn the page. We're going to talk Grizzlies. We're going to give Matt an open floor and just let him have it, y'all. He's been waiting to speak to America for quite a long time, so we're going to let him get it off his chest. You're listening to Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
You have opinions?
I think it's over.
Of course you do.
I don't think it's that simple.
Everyone does.
I got all the answers.
Hit us up on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line at 360-8255.
Listen up, Rebel fans. Your next winning drive starts at Landers Ford in Collierville. Their game plan is simple. Find you the most savings possible. Make a trade, lower your payments, or let them buy your vehicle even if you don't buy from them. That's how you keep moving the chains. Just like the Grove on game day. Fans all across the Mid-South keep coming back to the #1 Ford dealership in Greater Memphis. See them today in Collierville or online at LandersFordMemphis.com. When you own a Landers Ford, you get the support of a certified service tech with the Landers Ford Remote Service Experience Program. They pick it up, drop it off, or fix it on the spot, so you're never left watching from the sidelines. To finish the drive, the iconic Landers Easy Pass always brings more for your trade and the biggest discounts to put you in victory formation. And now, straight from the 1977 Ole Miss football team that took down #1 ranked Notre Dame, the final snap of the day from Landers Ford President Don Kitchens.
If it doesn't say Landers, you've paid too much.
As reported on Ford's 2024 Total New Vehicle Retail Sales Report, Memphis Market.
Hello, I'm Ford Canale of Canale Funeral Directors. For more than a century, the Canale family has been honored to serve Memphis families during life's most difficult moments. In fact, Canale Funeral Directors is proud to be the oldest continually operating business in Memphis, built on a tradition of compassion, dignity, and personal service. When a family places their trust in us, we understand it's about much more than arrangements. It's about celebrating a life, honoring cherished memories, and providing comfort when it's needed most. Whether you're planning ahead or facing an immediate need, our experienced and caring staff is here to guide you every step of the way. From our family to yours, thank you for allowing us to serve generations of Memphis families with the respect and attention they deserve. Canale Funeral Directors, quietly caring since 1843.
Hi, I'm Parker Trotz with NST Injury Attorneys. For over 35 years, we've fought for Memphis families and won big. If you've been injured, the call is free, and you don't pay unless you win. NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000.
The PGA Tour is back in the 901, August 12th through 16th at the FedEx St. Jude Championship. Watch the PGA Tour's top players while enjoying free food and non-alcoholic beverages with a Grounds Plus ticket. Tickets available at FedExChampionship.com.
Now back to Wolo and Friends on Sports 56. Here once again is the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin.
And welcome back to Wolo and Friends. You are listening to Sports 56, 98.5 FM. Darian Newsom sitting in for the voice of your Memphis Tigers. And sitting in across from me is Action News 5's very own Matt Enfield. Appreciate you coming in, Matt. It's our last segment. So I said I was going to give you the floor. I'm going to be a man of my word. We're going NBA, y'all. We're going to do a little NBA section right now. And this man has... Go for it. 53 years, baby. It's yours.
53-year title drought, I would say, for me, myself, as a fan. I started watching the Knicks. Like regularly, like 03, 04. Man, for so much of my fandom watching the Knicks, the best moment, the most memorable moment was Carmelo Anthony going nuts on Easter Sunday 2011 against the Bulls at the Garden in a regular season game. For so long, that was like the best Knicks memory I had. Obviously, the last 4 years since we signed the King of New York, Jalen Brunson.
Big body Brunson. I'll put some respect on his name.
Hell yeah. It's changed everything. And we've had a ton of awesome playoff moments and signature moments since then. But losing in the Eastern Conference Finals the year before, losing Indiana's second round after going up 2-0 the year before that, you start wondering, man, this era is awesome. This era is fun. This is a great team. Are they ever going to get over the hump? And to experience what I did over those 2 months from April to June this year, it's unlike anything I've ever had in my life as a sports fan, man, honestly.
Did you shed a tear in all honesty?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I cried multiple times, dude, for sure, bro. I mean, the run that they went on after going down 2-1 to the Hawks, and I was in the blender mentally thinking that Mike Brown was going to get fired. They're going to blow up this core. And then, man, they went 15-1 the rest of the way, which is just absolutely insane. It was weird because I told a couple people for the first like 3 rounds, there weren't a ton of signature moments just because they were bulldozing everyone, man.
You got the tip heard around the world.
Yeah, and then obviously, even before that, game 1, Brunson, big 3, off an offensive rebound down the stretch. Game 2, he had a pretty crazy shot. Game 2 is also the Wemby throwing the ball off Castle's back. But yeah, man, Game 4, the OG, the tip heard around the world to come back from down 29. I said the only thing in my life as a sports fan that compares to that is, for those who don't know, I'm also a Cardinals fan. Long story, not really that long, but either way, I'm a Cardinals fan. But 2011 World Series Game 6 when David Freese had the game tie triple, bottom of the 9th, and the Cardinals went down 2 again, and they tied in the 10th. Shout out Lance Berkman, forgotten hero and all that. And then Freese hits the walk-off homer at the bottom of the 11th to win, I think, the best baseball game ever played. But then the feeling was so similar in that, like, you're on this ridiculous high, and then you're like, oh, but we still got another game to win. It's a little bit different, obviously, like the Cardinals in 2011, like a Game 7 was a Game 7 awaited. So I was like, okay, you got to win this one, you're done. Knicks, there was a little more breathing room because that gave them a 3-1 lead. But, man, I felt like it was so poetic, too, to cap off that series. I kept saying that entire series, like, man, we haven't gotten the nuclear Brunson game yet. We haven't gotten that really nutso Brunson game where he just pops off. And in Game 5, to clinch the title, he just completely put the team on his back. And yeah, man, it's special because you never know if you're going to see it. There was a long time in my life where I literally thought I would never see the Knicks win a title. So I'm not. I hope they get. I hope they win again next year. I hope they get another couple. But to at least know that is off the bucket list in my life is pretty cool for sure.
J Ham, if I could touch the hem of his championship garter, like I just want to touch the hem of his championship garter.
I mean, it's well deserved. 53 years, gotta have that.
Man, we went through some too for a long time. So
all right, man, let's talk Grizzlies, a team that you covered and been around quite a while. Ja's gone. I was going to ask about Ja, but we only have about 6, 7, 8, 9 more minutes, so we're going to omit that. Let's go to Summer League and what you saw from Boozer and the guys.
Yeah, like, to me, I guess there's a little bit of disappointment that they lost the Summer League championship. Like, whatever, it's fine. They had a bad quarter down the stretch. I think you saw basically everything you wanted out of Cam Boozer, which is he's got a lot more. I think that he was kind of put into this box of what he was, and like, people viewed him as a very good player within that box, but man, he's in step back threes off the dribble. I think he's a better defender than people are giving him credit for. And then all the stuff we knew he was good at as far as playmaking and rebounding and just being a bully down low. Like, yeah, man, he checked all those boxes and then some. To me, I think that the best mark or one of the most encouraging marks of a young player is if you could affect the game on nights when the ball is not going in the hoop. That to me is a sign of a really special player. And Cam Boozer, no matter he had a couple of rough shooting nights, which that's going to happen, he was still affecting the game in a big way every night he was on the floor. And on the nights when the shot is falling, then all of a sudden you're talking about a superstar. Coward, I got to listen, like, I don't know if Coward's ever going to be a 25-point per game guy. That's fine. Like, I don't know if he needs to be.
I thought he was experimenting this summer.
Yeah, he probably was. But guess what? Those last two games, the two playoff games, Houston and then the championship against Golden State, yeah, he popped big time. And the rest of these guys, man, like, I think like Omax is a good energy guy. I'm trying to think who else missing. Like Small, yeah, Small. I would like. I think Small's got the third point guard spot locked up over Walter Clayton Jr. I would like to see Small get off the ball a little bit more. It felt like he, at times, got into this mode of let me cook instead of keeping the ball moving within the flow of the offense. But he's your third point guard, so I think that he basically locked that spot down. I'm trying to think who else. Meshack will be on two-way. I think Meshack's got a little something, but yeah, I think there's a lot to be encouraged. Yeah, one of the most encouraging signs is immediately on the backs of a second half of the season last year where they were trying to lose. You at least have this worry of how much does like that losing, how much does that seep, and how much does that poison the well? Not at all bad, because those guys looked like they wanted to win badly every night, and that they were pretty dejected that they lost. So I think that was a good sign.
Last Grizzly question: is our starting point guard on the team already?
Ty Jerome. I said this the other night, bro. You were the producer. Like I think that if there was a player on the team that I am higher than the general consensus on, it is Ty Jerome. Obviously,
20 points in 20 minutes.
It was, yeah, man. Like, it was a small sample last year, but he was going nutso in that offense. And like, you listen to Kleiman, you listen to Tomas Isolo, they clearly think very highly of him and what he could do. And I said it is perfectly reasonable. Like, if we're going to talk about Ja and how many games he missed the last couple of years, and that being a big reason why the Grizzlies moved off him, we have to acknowledge that Ty Jerome has played 70 games in his career one time. I am just saying, in the world where he is healthy for, let's say, 65 games this year, I'm pretty excited about what he could do within this offense because it was a small look last year, but it was pretty damn impressive. And I don't buy into this idea that, he's been a sixth man his entire career. That's all he can be. Man, like, players get better. Players find situations that fit them, and I think that this might be one of them.
All right, you're listening to Matt Enfield from Action News Files, brought to you by Memphis Public Links, right here on Wolo and Friends. Darian Newsom sitting in for you. All right, Matt, we heard our man Dennis Philippi, Joe Cool earlier. No, we were talking in the other room over there. We brought up indoor football.
Yep.
Let's talk Hound Dogs. You're the man on the Hound Dogs. Tell the people what you do if they don't know already. And this, how was the inaugural season for you on the call?
Well,
Jeff Brightwell.
I was going to say, I'm one of two on the call, along with my guy, Jeff Brightwell, who I loved working with. He's the man. Yeah, man, we were the play-by-play guys for the Hound Dogs this season, their inaugural year in Memphis. Man, I'm telling you, it was a lot of fun. And I said from the start, even when they had their introductory press conference last fall at Aldo's, the biggest compliment I could give them is they knew what they were and they knew what they were not. They were there to entertain. They were not there to cosplay an NFL team. Like, I liked a lot of the people involved with the showboats. There are a multitude of reasons why it didn't work. I don't blame anyone in particular, but like, they took themselves seriously, which, okay, like, you think like you're the spring version of the NFL. Fine. Okay, you're going to take yourself seriously. But here's the thing. If you're going to take yourself seriously, you better be good. And the community better feel a connection to you. The Showboats, aside from a 5-game stretch in their inaugural season, sucked. And I get it; it's the business model of the league. But they had the hub in Arlington, and I'm not like, there was effort. Like, they would fly in on Friday for a Saturday game. They would do something in the community. They would do a meet and greet or a clinic or whatever. I get it. I get it. I'm not blaming anyone. There are just some realities. But the reason I think that there was a little bit more connection in year one because they were based out of here. So the Hound Dogs, it's a lot of local guys. It is a fun, entertaining product. Listen, if you saw the field this year, here at the Memphis Sports Event Center. Obviously, like, there are things to be cleaned up as far as the aesthetic and like having like the walls behind the end zone and stuff like that. I understand that. I would say that in knowing the people in charge of it the way I do, they're not dumb. They know that. They've got a full off season. Like, a lot of stuff came together in literally 2 months, essentially. So give them a full off season. There will be some changes going to next year, but they're going to be around. I had a lot of fun. I would encourage people to give it a shot, because I know that, listen, I get it, man. There have been a million minor league teams in Memphis that have come and gone. Yeah. Just give it a shot. It's fun. It's entertaining. There are a lot of local ties on the team. I really enjoyed it. I look forward to next year.
And when you say give it a shot, in 30 to 45 seconds, talk about atmosphere and fan experience.
Man, it's just, Doc Holliday said best, man. Those games be crunk. Like, honestly, bro, like you are right there. Like, you are right next to the field. You can be if you want to be. It's just kind of like a rowdy environment. Like, it's indoor football, so obviously you got a lot of scoring. Unfortunately, the Hound Dogs didn't score enough the last couple weeks of the season, but you got a lot of scoring, and you got guys getting slammed into the walls and whatnot. Like, it's just like you got to feel like I'm telling you, come out to a game next year. Everyone that I talked to that actually went to a game in person really enjoyed it. I would encourage anyone. It's not expensive to come out to. Give it a shot. Come out to a game, and I think that you will enjoy it and become a fan.
Come out and see Matt in field, man.
If you're not going to come out and see in person, listen to us, myself and Jeff Brightwell on the call.
All right, man. What can people find you? What you got coming down the pike this last minute, man?
Man, what do we got? You can find me on social media at Matt_Infield on Twitter, Facebook, Matt Infield, my professional page. I will not accept your friend request on my personal page, with all due respect.
That's a problem we had, right?
What do we got this week at Actions 5, man? I think I'm anchoring for our guy Doc Holliday's going out of town for a couple days, so I'll be anchoring, and then I'm going to Hawaii on Monday, so I'm out of here for 9 days, and when I come back, we will have it's that time. FedEx St. Jude Championship time, and right to football and basketball. I think it's going to be a big fall sports season, so I look forward to it.
Heat out there in Southwind.
Oh, God, man.
Robert Miller, we're coming to you, baby. All right, man. Thanks for listening in today, man. We are just ecstatic to have you here. I greatly, greatly appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man.
Pretty sure my numbers will show that we rocked out today. Jay Ham over there on the glass. You got anything for Matt before we get out of here, Jay?
Hey, man, this was great radio, man. Great stories, great everything.
Appreciate you, Jay.
We appreciate it, man. You're listening to Wolo and Friends. Dave Woloshin, the voice of your Memphis Tigers. He will be back in the saddle tomorrow. I will be on the other side of the glass rocking with him. So until tomorrow, guys, y'all be cool, be safe, and Johnny Radio is on the other